And there we go. Hey guys, welcome back to Blood, Sweat, and Steel. Welcome back to the Forge, which we're not in the Forge right now. We're doing something a little different. As you can see, I'm joined by 2 out of 3 lovely ladies that will be joining me for this. This is oh, there it goes. Oh yeah, God damn it.
It's like it's just guaranteed, right?
Yeah, turn that off. Interrupting tone. Hey, Jazz, how are you? So we're doing something a little different today. 2 out of 3 ladies are joining me tonight. Chris Ashburn could not be here today, but she will be joining us later for the continuation of this. This is Witches Play D&D. So people from the Witchcraft YouTube community coming together. And I'm Chris, Blood, Sweat, and Steel. And we have with us, can we start with Iska and go on and plug yourselves, introduce yourselves and what you do, and plug anything you want to plug.
I was not prepared for this. I'm Iska, and my channel is The Stitch and Witch. So I talk about witchcraft, tarot, and also my fiber arts. So mainly my knitting and my spinning, but occasionally also sewing or cross stitching or anything else that involves, things like that. Yeah, I've been doing YouTube for a long time, and I'm also a published author through thegirlgod.com.
Whoa. Mm-hmm. I don't have much to follow that up with. Hi, I'm Taya Kennedy, and I have a YouTube channel where I talk about witchcraft. It's called Taya Kennedy. Woo! And I love a crafty witch moment, but
thank you.
Yeah. A little jealous.
Well, we all know and love Taya, so.
That we do.
Thanks, guys.
And Taya and Iska have both been on my channel before. So Taya was did a thing with me about masculinity and witchcraft, and me and Iska did a U.S. versus Canadian slang off.
And then food off.
Yes, we did on your channel.
Yep. That was fun.
We did a snack exchange between the U.S. and Canada on Iska's channel. That was a lot of fun.
I think you're still wanting me to send you more coffee crisp bars.
Yes, I am.
Oh, they're the
I just ate one this morning.
Where are you in Canada?
I'm in BC. I think I'm on the opposite side of the country from you.
No, I'm in Alberta. I'm in Alberta.
Alberta. Oh, nice. I'm in the Fraser Valley area. Are you kind of near Edmonton or near Calgary?
I'm in Edmonton, yeah.
You're in Edmonton. Nice.
Yeah.
I have family that live in Edmonton. Maybe one day I should go that way. We'll visit. We'll meet up.
Yes, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
And where did you get the cool thumbnail for this stream? Because I don't have a cool thumbnail for this stream.
I made it, and I actually plugged it into our Facebook group. So you can edit your thumbnail to include that. And Chris, you can grab it and snatch it too. I just made it on Canva. So yeah, I got a free D&D artwork off the internet, and then I just added that. So go for it, steal it.
I just went to your channel to see if I was subscribed. I am, yay! And I'm like, oh, what's this cool D&D thing? And I'm like, oh, that's what we're doing.
That's hilarious.
Like, oh, having a moment over here.
Yeah, aren't we all?
We'll set it up, Jasmine. We'll set it up.
Yeah. I'm just saying, Jasmine's yelling at Taya to send her the coffee crisps.
Because we've been talking about doing a exchange, right? Like I'll send you Canadian snacks and you send me some American snacks, and we'll go live and compare how Canadian snacks are totally better. But yeah,
yes, they are.
I hate to admit it, but yeah, they kind of are.
Also, we have access to British snacks, so we get access to things like flake bars and Tim Tams and other really cool things like that.
Tell us about, because Tim Tams are actually really good. We don't.
They are. Tim Tam Slam, yo.
Yeah, which I'm a little mad at the U.S. We can get not right in front of my blue. Well, yeah, Jasmine, I kind of agree, but still, coffee crisps are pretty damn good. You gotta send her some ketchup chips too.
Oh, I love
ketchup chips.
And
Did you see the poutine flavored ones?
that.
They don't actually taste all that much like poutine, but it is kind of funny.
That'll be good though. I'll have to try them.
Yeah, Canadian Tire has one.
Canadian Tire has them. I swear
Yeah,
they
in
got
the
them there.
Frank brand, they have poutine flavored.
I'm gonna
No
try.
idea what you guys are talking about.
So
Canadian Tire, it's like a tire store and a mechanic shop, but then there's like
kind of
like whole little like home goods store attached to it, and they sell like
it's kind of like Walmart without food, but they do have some snacks, some branded. Their brand name is Frank, so it's where, and we don't have like a big clothing section in Canadian Tire, so it's kind of like it's a bit like Walmart, but the automotive, the decor, the kitchen section, the home organization section, and then like the outdoor living sections are the biggest sections of the store. And then there's like a little bit of clothing, like mostly for outdoorsy stuff. Party City also has an attachment in most Canadian Tires now.
Yeah, that's true. I just saw that when I was there.
Yeah, there's a toy section. So yeah, kind of like Walmart, but without like fresh food.
Yeah, it's like the weirdest store, but like we all grew up going to Canadian Tire with our dads.
Yeah, and and when mom needed like a new kitchen appliance, you'd always check the Canadian Tire flyer because they almost always beat out Walmart for some of the prices and stuff. Like when Canadian Tire has a sale on a home appliance that you want, you go to Canadian Tire because it'll be cheaper than Walmart by like a good $50 or more.
Yeah,
it's actually kind of awesome.
I really like having a Canadian Tire moment.
Jasmine, if you can find it, you need to send Taya bullshit.
We'll work it out, Jazz.
Chicken shit was the one that I really like the most.
Chicken shit was better, yeah.
I mean, bullshit was good too, though. Taya's like, what? What are you talking about?
Yeah,
go watch our video that we did after of the trying the foods, and you'll see. You'll see.
It's on East channel. Yeah, didn't you say that
you sponsored some of the NHL arenas that Rogers didn't? Yes. Yes. Rogers is like sort of like our Comcast. And so like Rogers is like the biggest media company in Canada. So they also own Shaw, which is like our other big media one. So they do cell phones, like TV services, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, so Rogers like sponsors the majority of the NHL arenas in Canada, but the ones that Rogers doesn't, Canadian Tire does. Pretty much.
I need a red cap. You can like live vicariously through me. I've never played before. I'm D&D.
Yeah, we're popping Taya's D&D cherry on this.
Yeah, like I've always wanted to play. Yeah. And my high school boyfriend was like a total D&D dork with his friends and told me that girls aren't allowed to play D&D. It's only for boys.
Yeah.
So I never learned. And then my daughter got into it and was going to teach me, but that just never happened. And then Chris was like, hey, do you play D&D? And I'm like, well, here's the thing. I'd really like to, but I've never learned. So
I think I know why he's your ex-boyfriend.
Yeah.
Sounds like it. Yeah.
Because the only male in this stream is going to be in this stream is me, unless we get like a surprise guest at some point. So this is witches play D&D. This is what happens in this community. So what that?
Well, I've played D&D. The first time I played it, I was about 16 or 17 years old. And then I took a long break from D&D because I didn't have any groups I could join. I played a bit with my ex-husband when I was in the States. And I think we did 3rd edition at that point or something like that. And then I didn't get to play again for a long time till my youngest was a baby. And I don't even remember what edition we were playing on at that point. And then, yeah, I was in a group up until recently. We just couldn't get babysitting on a regular basis. So I had to drop out. My husband's still in that group, and that one's 5th edition. I also played 5th edition for a while with another friend who is a DM whose name is also Chris. So, yeah.
The best people are named Chris anyway. That's why we're going to have Chris Ashburn on. So
This is true. We're going to have 2 Chris's.
yeah.
We're going to have a C Chris and we're going to have a CR Chris.
Mm-hmm. So, I guess I wrote down some things I wanted to try and cover because, like basically what we're trying to accomplish is, like when do we think we can all get together next? What your lines and veils are, like for the safety tools, like lines you're not willing to cross as far as content in the game. I can give you an example of that. Even though it's not realistic, for the purposes of games that I run, for the comfort and safety of the people that are playing and the people in the audience, it is just assumed that SA simply doesn't exist within the game world. Right? So that's an example of a line. An example of a veil is, the bard that wants to seduce the barmaid. Well, technically that's consensual, so it's not SA, but the DM is not comfortable with describing a love scene between a 3-foot tall gnome and a 6-foot tall elf. That's just not going to happen. So you do your thing, you fade to black, everybody knows. But not that that's necessarily going to be a theme in this game. It's really up to you guys.
I'm like, this got interesting really fast.
It's an example of like a veil is just a fade to black scene that just kind of,
right.
Yeah, the level of cringe is beyond what I'm willing to portray online.
That's awesome.
So, but that's the example of safety tools, lines, and veils. So if there's anything that you guys are absolutely not okay with being in the game, you don't have to tell me on a live stream. Just DM me after the fact if you're more comfortable with that, and I'll make sure that just doesn't become a thing in game. And if there's any veils, just let me know, and we can do the same. But that's an example of what I mean by lines and veils. These are safety tools for people's comfort and well-being, because this is a game. It's supposed to be fun. You're supposed to enjoy yourself. You're not get stressed out over shit that doesn't need
a line of no SA is very, very much appreciated. I think I speak for all of us when I say like we're not having like incestuous stuff or things like that. Like we're not trying to make this
sexy times.
Yeah.
Right. Like consensual is one thing, but that's a fade to black moment. Because the DM is not comfortable with describing love scenes. That's just not a thing. So, well, apparently, yes, I think you can.
Yep. Cool.
You can
figuring out how the StreamYard thing works here on my channel. I pulled up my channel stream on another tab, and I was like, do I have extra people here? And it's like, no, I don't. Cool.
No,
right.
So I think what happens with StreamYard, regardless of where you're streaming to, anybody that is replying to you on, say, your channel or Taya's channel or my channel, it all gets bundled together on the StreamYard chat.
That's amazing. It's been years since I used StreamYard. The last time I did it was for Tarothon.
If you look at somebody's name, if there's a little link above the YouTube icon, then they're on your channel or my channel. And if there isn't, then they're watching on Chris's channel.
That is so cool.
Yeah. So I'm assuming if I type in the comments, it only shows up on my stream.
So the only person that's watching on my channel is Seti right now, which is fine. The idea here is for people to see it. I don't really care about clicks and views. If you guys want to stream this to your channel every time, that's fine. If you just wanted to do it for now to have some content for people to enjoy on your channel, that's also fine.
Yeah, I'm dealing with a health issue right now. So this is something I already pre-planned to be in. So I'm doing this as part content for my channel, but I'm taking a bit of a break from my own for a week or two just so I can deal with that. Thankfully, this is nice and relaxing. It's fun. So it gives me my happy endorphins, which is what I need right now.
Yes. like the other thing would be like deciding, what kind of game we want. What do you guys enjoy in your D&D games? Like noir intrigue, or like murder mystery. What's it called? Like the Indiana Jones style adventure. Like
I'm up for anything.
Like combat heavy, you mean? Are you meaning like combat heavy?
Yeah, you like more combat heavy encounters, or do you enjoy the more social or like political intrigue type of encounters? Which an encounter is an encounter.
I like to have goals. Like I like to have like a story, and I like to have like something that we're working towards. And then when we solve that particular goal, then we move on to like something will naturally arise from that to bring us on to the next thing. So
you enjoy the ongoing campaign type style.
Yeah, I do. And I get really frustrated when like a campaign will like, you'll go to the end of it and then like the DM wants to start fresh with all new characters or like an all new situation. Like, no, but I just got this character up to like a level that I like, and I'm starting to get to cool stuff. And like, I don't want, like I don't want to have to constantly like do new characters and new weird stuff. Like I'd like to keep a character going for a while.
Yeah. I've never gotten a character. Like I've been playing since 2009, and I've never had a character up to level 20 to max level. Never.
I've never gone past level 4 because like that's how like because my DMs would always like get bored of something and then want to move on to something next. And I'm like, seriously, but we could do another campaign with the same characters.
Yeah. Yeah. You can continue on from that timeline. Like
Draven.
Yeah, Draven, that's exactly right. You're exactly correct.
Yes.
I don't plan on doing that. Like if it falls apart, it'll fall apart not because I don't want to play the same characters anymore, but because life happens. That is a possibility, and that would be frustrating. I don't know what they're talking about. Hey, you'll don't worry.
I'm like,
hopefully you won't have to find out this go around.
No, I kind of get what you're saying, right? Like you play for a bit and you get comfortable and you get to a place where you're like, okay, this is really meshing, and then somebody goes, okay, let's start over, and it's like, no.
Yeah, it's like
now I have to remember a new character's name, a new character's description, a new character's set of stats, and I can't keep up with that.
That's why I'd really love to do an Eberron campaign, because it's a completely new setting. I am aware of Eberron, I'm pretty familiar with it, but I've never gotten to play or run an Eberron. That's going to prevent me from getting bored because it's all new and it's all interesting. It's all got different things in it that I'm used to from D&D that I can use as tools for storytelling, which is why
I've never played Eberron either. So like this is all new to me. I've played like Waterdeep type of like established campaigns and stuff, or ones where like Waterdeep is in the world even if you don't actually go to it. But I was watching that video that you showed me about Eberron this morning, and I was like, this is all new to me. So I'm willing to give that a shot. But if it's easier to start in like a regular type of D&D setting, and then like our characters end up like somehow going to the Eberron universe, I don't know if that's a possibility, Chris.
So it is technically possible. If we're going to go by the lore, Eberron is far flung and removed from the typical D&D cosmology, and it's done that way on purpose by the in-lore creator dragons. That being said, we have a DM who's a human and can just retcon that BS. If this is what the players want, like it can happen, but it's the reason I like Eberron is because it is a separate realm of existence from what we all typically know as D&D. So Taya, to fill you in a little bit, the standard D&D setting takes a lot of inspiration from Tolkien lore about certain like races, like hobbits, halflings, dwarves, elves, orcs.
I've noticed that in the book I got. Yeah,
if you're familiar with Tolkien's take on these different races, then you have an idea of what the established lore is for them in D&D.
It's very Middle Earth.
Unless you're playing in Eberron. Then you just take that and just throw it all out the window. Because the hippy-dippy druids tend to be orcs, half-orcs. But there are elves that are hippy-dippy druids, but they're like hanging out with the half-orcs and the humans. And there's these things called dragon marks, which cause weird stuff to happen. And, you know, there's 12 established dragon mark houses. These 12 houses are basically, they become sort of mega corporations in the world. And, you know, a lot of things go through them. But there's a lot of other races that just don't get standard dragon marks. Like the tieflings, for example, they don't have their own house.
Well, I'm being a human.
Yeah, you're being a human. Humans have the most number of options for that. Like humans have 5 out of the 12 to pick from. Elves have 1. Half elves have 2. I think gnomes or halflings have 2, and then everybody else just gets 1. Like dwarves, elves, and somebody else gets 1. And then there's aberrant dragon marks, which are the ones that are not supposed to happen, but they do because chaos, and they cause problems. And absolutely anybody could have an aberrant dragon mark. And it's just a weird, different lore. But if we don't want to mess with that because we don't like it, or we want to play a pre-published module, which is a full campaign, and it runs from levels 1 to however many the campaign is intended for. I've got a couple of them that are examples here. If we really like the standard campaign setting of Forgotten Realms, which would be Waterdeep and Baldur's Gate, this one is set in Baldur's Gate, which is Descent into Avernus. Avernus is D&D's in-lore take on literally the 9 Hells. And that starts off in Baldur's Gate, which is a major, major city in the Forgotten Realms setting, which would be perfect for like a city slicker rogue. So the other one that we could do that could potentially start off in literal. This is one of those ways where you could actually transition from Forgotten Realms to Eberron or vice versa, would be Wild Beyond the Witchlight, which is a Feywild adventure. And you'll be adventuring through the lands of Hither, Thither, and Yon.
That one sounds interesting.
Yeah. It starts off with you go to the Witchlight Carnival, and fuckery ensues. And
we like fuckery.
I mean, yeah, who doesn't? But then we have we could do a standard like Forgotten Realms Waterdeep adventure in known, understood Tolkienian type of setting, and I could run a completely homebrew campaign there, or I could do a totally homebrew campaign in Eberron, and we would start you off in Sharn, the City of Towers, which Tia is mildly familiar with because we did a little bit of a tutorial earlier. So, if that's what we choose to go, Tia already has a little bit of an established knowledge of the local area there, but we don't have to. I would love to run Eberron. But if you guys are much more interested in Wild Beyond the Witchlight, I could definitely pull that off. And we could start in the Forgotten Realms, and then at the end of the campaign, well, oops, they dropped you off in Eberron if you want.
What do you think, Taya? What are you feeling the most sort of like familiar with, or like the thing is most approachable for you?
Well, I mean, obviously the Eberron one, because like we did a little, like, because I was like, I literally don't know how to play this game, so Chris sent me on a little like trial thing, which was fun, right? So I'm like, okay, I feel like I kind of know that, but I'm also like, I'm up for anything. Like, I'm not, I mean, it's all friggin' Greek to me. So like, I mean, I feel like Chris, you really want to do Eberron.
I really want to do Eberron. Like,
I'm down with Eberron. I think we should just do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I would really enjoy that. I just
I feel
didn't.
like you're trying to be too egalitarian here.
Yeah, I
You
am.
can tell that's where your heart is, and I don't know. I kind of played a little bit in it, so that makes me comfortable.
And I'm down to learn something new, to try something new. So I say we just, exactly, Taya. Don't be egalitarian about it. Be the DM. We're playing fucking Eberron. Okay.
Okay. Well, I didn't want to like dictate, but yes, I would love to run Eberron for y'all. And,
Okay, let's do it.
yeah, okay, let's do the
Decision one done.
So there's
Decision one down.
choice one done. Yeah, we're going to write that down. I'm not going to have to remember, but I am going to need to remember like character decisions because now we do have some character decisions. One of them is what race class combination do you want, and do you want to be from an established dragon marked house, or have an aberrant dragon mark, or just not. You don't have to have a dragon mark of any kind. That is just.
Does it give you advantages to have a dragon mark?
It does. It's so a house dragon mark is done as a subrace. This is why half orcs have a reputation for being the hippy dippy druid or ranger types, the nature loving rather than the warrior types. Their dragon mark is bent towards the one that they share with the humans, and the only dragon mark that is shared with more than one race is the dragon mark of finding, which does give you spells per day, whether you are a caster class or not. You can use them once per long rest, so per day, and this allows you to do weird things like cast Hunter's Mark when you're a fighter. Hunter's Mark is a spell tool that allows you to find your target better. That's House Thrash, which is shared by half orcs and humans. Another one that is humans only is House Orion, which is the dragon mark of travel, which allows you to the dragon mark of finding for House Thrash. It gives humans dark vision, which is
That's cool.
That is massive. And half orcs, I think, get dark vision anyway. But if they don't, they do if you're House Thrash.
I think I want to play a half orc because I still want to play a druid.
Yeah, elves are druids. They are druids. I've given you guys access to my books in D&D Beyond that you guys can look if you want to. If you have another electronic device that you can do it on, or whichever you would like to do. If it doesn't work, let me know. We'll try and fix it.
Do I have to join a campaign?
Yeah, join my campaign that I sent you the link for. That should do it. If not, we'll hash it out afterwards.
Where would you have sent that? In the Facebook group?
Facebook. I think I sent it to your Instagram earlier. I think.
I got like conversations everywhere. I'm like, weird.
I know we have too many social media outlets. I know.
I do remember you sending it, and me thinking I should do that.
I did post it in the Facebook group too. We have a private Facebook group for just the group of us nerds. Also, Taya, welcome to the dork side.
Oh yeah.
So it's not letting me go into a campaign.
All right, that means I gotta fix it.
Let me try joining that group that you sent me one more time because, maybe it's me. Let's be real. It's probably me.
Well, it may or may not be you. You can still hear me, right?
Yep.
Okay, good. I don't know what you're seeing on the screen, but
You?
Okay. All right. It's not letting me invite characters in game either. So
There we go. I got it.
What's that?
I got it. And
You
my
got
75 characters. Yeah. Join a campaign, which is play Eberron D&D. And then there's like a whole bunch of my characters. I don't know why there's like so many characters. Oh, I see. And then I choose which character I want to play with. Join with this character. Oh, yeah. And I am.
Okay.
So mine just says to create a character.
Okay, you might
won't
have to
let
make
me-
a character before you can join the game, which
Okay, well,
we'll be doing.
that we need to work on.
Yes. And there. Okay, this thing hasn't updated yet, so I'm going to exit out of that. Ah, boy.
And then you shared Eberron Rising from the Last War.
Yes. Yes, I did. You should be able.
I don't know how to get into it. Just it says shared. It doesn't like walking a sort. No. Shut up.
One player. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I did share that, but I don't know. I've never used D&D Beyond before, so this is going to be interesting. So,
Eberron content. Do.
I hope y'all can see it. If not, I have the book in hard copy here, and we'll figure it out and make sure that you guys can go on there and look at it whenever you want. I do see that Taya was able to join, so
Yeah, I just followed the link you posted in the Facebook group, and then it asked what character, because apparently when we were making my character, I made a whole bunch of blank characters, and then I picked the one that actually had stats in it and said, choose this one, please, and then it let me in.
yeah.
And then if I go under...
I'm going to do a half work.
Okay.
I'm doing it.
If I go under sources, source books, it lets me access the Eberron Rising from the Last War, which is, I'm assuming, what you...
Yes, that is one that I've shared. That's the one I'm talking about. So that might be easier for you because you can just look at it. And meanwhile, we're all going to be doing character creation, but Iska, we need to get you a character onto being Beyond.
That's what I'm starting to do.
Okay. You have some choices. You can belong to a dragon marked house and not actually have a dragon mark. Half the bloodline doesn't have one. If you don't want to be dragon marked and just play a standard half orc, you can. Or if you want the House Thrash Dragon Mark, which is a dragon mark of finding, that would change your starting stats as a orc. You would be more wisdom based orc than strength or constitution based strength orc, which is odd for an orc.
I think I want a dragon mark.
Okay.
It kind of sounds fun, doesn't it?
Yeah, so for my proficiencies, I'm choosing perception as one of them because perception, we'll use it all the freaking time.
You will.
I have that.
I'm just curious, do you think survival or medicine would be best as like my second one?
They're both going to be useful. Medicine doesn't actually let you heal them. It just lets you diagnose and figure out what's wrong, and you can kind of do first aid with it.
I'm going to do survival then.
If you're a druid, you have healing spells.
Yeah, I think I'm going to do survival because I just think it'll be way more efficient.
And like medicine is not useless, but survival for a druid makes a whole lot of sense. They both make sense.
And then I want wisdom as my highest score, right?
Yes, because druids are very wisdom based.
I'm just choosing the standard array of ability scores.
So I do a particular way of rolling that gives you guys kind of the best chance of getting the best stats possible because you're starting with 3 players in the game.
Okay.
Chris isn't here right now, but she will be. So what I have you do is we're going to start rolling dice to make characters. Is grab your dice bag.
I knit this.
Yes.
Cute.
I did not knit this.
I've also got this D&D like box. set, Taya, that you can actually get at a lot of gaming stores, and it comes with like the bottom, the inside is velvet. It came with a bunch of like D&D cards that I didn't use. I ended up giving it to my daughter to use in her art, but it came with a set of dice in it as well. And they're like a maroon red with gold numbers on it, and it came with 2 D20s, 4 6s, and then 1 each of the rest of the dice, including like the percentiles and the D4 and stuff. So yeah, highly recommend that. It wasn't very much, and it's a great little like beginner set. If you don't have a set of dice yet, it'll also give you like the rolling tray, so that like when you take the lid off, you can roll your dice into that, and then they don't fall off of whatever you're rolling onto, which is always a nice plus.
That's fun. I do have a set of dice that I bought special. They're like
nice.
They're like teal and purple with like rose gold numbers on them.
You're gonna find out, yeah, that buying dice is sort of like buying crystals and stones.
Oh, my daughter has a bag like this. That's just like
it's so addictive. I have to stay away from the gaming stores on a regular basis because
I'm not gonna lie, I spent 3 hours picking out these dice.
Yeah, no, that's normal. That's normal.
I was like, they must be just the right dice, so I don't be like buying 400 sets right off the bat.
Yeah.
I got these pretty like gold and green ones with white numbers. I love these.
Yeah.
I
like these weird ones that are all just like blobby colors. They're just mushed and blended together. It's like they had scrap pieces of plastic they didn't know what to do with. So they just threw it in the same mold.
Upcycling. This one's blue and green with gold numbers. And then these ones are green and black in the background with white numbers.
When I have the time, I've been telling myself for like years now that when I have the time, I'm going to forge Damascus dice, but I never do.
You totally should. That'd be awesome. Forge some polyhedral dice. I have a set of metal ones in this bag, but I actually don't really like using them. They don't roll very well for me.
No, and they put dents in your table. And taking a D4 in a bare foot is not fun.
No, it's really not. And don't even talk to me about stepping on it.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
You think Lego's bad?
God. Yeah, Legos ain't got nothing on a D4 when you step on them barefoot.
No. Yeah, Lego makes it look like child's play. Like, just picture this. Digging into the bum. Like, those are actual points. Oh, no.
Yeah. Yeah. Draven, I am familiar. Handbook or helper? It's not hamburger. Draven, yes, this is correct. This is very correct.
Wibbly wobbly, timey-wimey stuff.
Yes. Tieflings, yeah. Tieflings are popular, but...
My daughter plays a tiefling.
Does she?
Never been my favorite.
No? I've played a tiefling.
Call me a purist, but like I love anything that resembles Tolkien. Like I either want to play a halfling, an elf, a half elf, or like, you know, maybe on occasion I've played a dwarf once.
Well,
like so much, I was like, I'm just gonna be a human.
I'm never like, I don't want to be human. I'm human in my regular everyday life. I don't want to play a human too.
Maybe once I get the like mechanics down and everything, but I'm like, there's so much, like I can't learn anything else. Just make me a human.
That's fair. That's fair.
Well, I mean, being a Dragonmark human isn't exactly just human, so.
Yeah, you get to in this particular type of style of gaming, you'll actually have extra advantages that you wouldn't have if we were just playing like in a Waterdeep type of campaign. So, yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good.
Cool. And when if and when you get that access to the are able, once we figure out how you guys get into and look at the Eberron book and my D&D Beyond thing, there's you'll be able to like sift through all the dragon marks. But the one that I think you figured out how to get in there, Taya, the one that I would look at would be House Thrash because it's shared by humans and half-orcs. But House Thrash is kind of like backwoodsy. It's not really city slicker type of thing, but you can still go with it. It would still be useful. House Orion, the house of is the mark of passage, and that actually gives you a short range line of sight teleport. It's Misty Step is like a first level spell that you only get to use once per day, but the fact that you get it as a level 1 rogue is just ridiculous. Let's see where the do we want to go over the dragon marks or do we not care?
I think let's do the first start of character building first before we do anything else. Because you asked us to get out dice, so we got out dice. Now I got to get my skill sets.
I'm jumping all over the place. Sorry.
That's okay. It is so much to cover. We're all just so excited.
Yeah. So, okay, rolling for stats. I know you've done this before, Iska, but every DM does it differently.
Yep.
The way I do it is get yourself 4d6.
Okie dokie.
Okay, so the roll for a stat, roll all 4 and drop the lowest number and keep the result.
6, 6, and 5.
Okay, Tia, I think we did it this way for your stats too.
So
okay.
12, so that's 17.
Okay, you have a 17.
So I'm going to plug that into my wisdom.
Yep, and do that 7 times and drop the lowest result and put the rest.
7?
Yeah, there's 6. You did 7 times, drop the lowest result, and put the remaining 6 wherever you want.
Okay. 11. Going with an 11 for charisma.
Okay.
But I'm already a half orc, so I already knew I wasn't going to be pretty. 15. Oops. 4 dice would be good when I'm rolling.
We already did all of my stuff like this, right, Chris?
Yeah. Yes. Now when we get to a dragon mark, that does give you a stat adjustment.
Okay.
All right. I have my stats.
Okay.
I have 15 for strength, 11 for dexterity, 15 for constitution, 13 for intelligence, 17 for wisdom, and 11 for charisma.
Holy crap.
How are
I'm
those
glad
all
you
so
do it this
high?
way
Mine
because
are like 1s and 2s.
we
No. 12s and 14s. Never mind.
Yeah, those are your stat bonuses.
Yeah.
I'm not
Still learning how to read the sheet.
I'm not the prettiest, and I'm not the most dexterous.
I'm super dexterous, so we'll pair well.
My intelligence is average. My wisdom is above average. So
should be well above average. Let's see. It's already well above average. You'll see what the dragon mark does.
And then because I'm a half orc, I was like, I should probably put some strength into a higher one for strength because.
Okay, House Thrash. If that is the one that is available for half orcs.
Okay.
And if you wanted to be dragon marked, which I think we decided you do, there is a ability score increase for wisdom by 2 because you're a subrace, and your constitution increases by 1.
Okay, so I don't know how to modify my ability scores. Score calculations gives me, does it let me on the next page?
I don't know. I have to bring that up and look at it. So let's see.
Oh, I see. Okay, so I can. So I would go to wisdom down below and I would put in other modifier 2.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. All right.
And then con is increased by 1.
Con is up by 1. Okay.
That's your stat increases for a Dragonborn house half-orc. So for House Thrash.
Sounds good.
And
So now we're
depending
going to background.
yes.
I don't know. A background, a folk hero. That would be funny.
Yeah. The backgrounds are there, so if you wanted to do that, you could.
I'm not sure.
Okay. So let's see. Half-orc. Okay. I'm just trying to mark of finding half-orc. There we go. That's actually in the Eberron Rising from last war. So if you do that, if you use the mark of finding half-orc, it should, like if you pick that option, it should give you all the information about House Thrash.
I don't know if I'm there yet.
Okay.
I'm in the description. So like I'm doing background.
Okay, well then you might be ahead. Oh, you haven't picked a class yet?
No, I picked my class.
Okay, so you're ahead of me. All right.
Oh, okay. Whoopsies.
That's okay.
Because yeah, then it said ability. So I picked Druid for my class features. Oh, is it in something else?
It's back in race.
Oh, okay.
But you
Race.
can just flip to the book if you wanted to.
So I went to race and it just says choose a race.
Yeah, so you might.
And then I did that. I did half work.
Okay. Did you choose House Thrash?
I see dark vision, I see menacing, I see relentless endurance, I see savage attacks. You don't see anything about choosing houses.
Okay, so
I'm on the character builder.
right, that's what I'm looking at too.
Okay.
So when you click on half orc, there should be a drop down option, mark of finding. If there's not, then we can do it manually.
No, there isn't. I don't see that.
All right, we'll do it manually.
Shoot, I hope I didn't lose any of this progress.
Yeah,
so it's like drop down of dark vision, a drop down of menacing, a drop down of relentless endurance, and a drop down of savage attacks.
Okay, yeah, you do get that.
And then I went to class. Like it has like a next arrow. So I did that. Then I went to the abilities. So for my proficiencies, I chose perception and survival. Has druidic, like the first level spells. Hit points is 1d8 per druid level.
Yes.
So then I went to the next one, plus my constitution modifier. So Then it said determine ability scores, which we did with that. And then we did the modifiers down below. So 1d8. So my modifier is plus 3. So then my hit points is 11. Is that right?
Let's see. Total strength, dexterity. Yeah, you shouldn't be super squishy. Like 11 is not super squishy. At first level, you're not going to be like a tank.
No.
I think we're good.
Okay.
But your constitution would not be adjusted for this character if you're taking the mark. Your wisdom does.
Okay.
Which I think we already did that.
So yeah, it just says like background next after abilities is description. So then I'm going to choose the soldier background.
Okay. What that is actually with Eberron Rising from the Last War, the hint is in the title. That's actually very appropriate. So the setting takes place 2 years after the end of a war that lasted for over 100 years. So soldier would be extremely appropriate.
Okay. Says tool proficiencies, vehicles for land. Choose a gaming set, dice set, dragon chess set, playing card set, or 3 dragon anti set. I'm assuming dice set.
Sure, you can. If you wanted to, you could. Yeah, dice, dragon, chess set, playing card set, 3 dragon anti. Yeah, like, what do you think your guy would have done when he's waiting for orders on the battlefield with the rest of his comrades? You know?
Yeah, dicing.
Probably dice, yeah. Or
Yeah.
maybe playing cards, you know?
Yeah.
What happens in D&D if you die? Well, it depends on the situation and the scenario. Worst case scenario, you would roll up a new character, but dying is it's not impossible. In fact, it's a very real possibility. But my job as a DM is to make it a balanced and fair game, challenging but not frustrating for the players. So, you know, if the players decide they want to go swim in a lava lake, they're probably not going to be around for very long. But, you know, like, it kind of cheapens the experience if the DM, you know, will not let the players die. But it makes it frustrating if it's just, you know, level 1 and, oh, look, there's a dragon. That's not fun. Unless you're meant to run away from the dragon because it's an opening scene. But that, you know, that's a whole different scenario. I do not know. Yeah. Alika, hi. Everybody, if I didn't say hello to you already, hello, hi, how are you, and welcome to the stream. Thank you for joining us. We're a little distracted right now because we're talking about D&D with each other and we're making characters, and hopefully it'll be.
So I got to the to like the backstory things and stuff.
Okay.
Faith, is that like our dragon thing?
That what?
Faith? Is that our dragon thing?
Do you have a religion? So faiths and religions in Eberron are mildly different. And by that I mean they're wildly different. So in D&D, it's basically hard polytheism or bust with standard D&D, because the gods are things that come down into the real world to walk around, punch things, and do stuff. In Eberron, that's not so much the case. The gods are much more distant. In fact, there is room for atheism in Eberron. it cannot be proven that the gods actually exist. You either believe they do or they do not. And there are multiple faiths, like the sovereign host and the dark six. That is hard polytheism. But the silver flame is pantheism. The blood of Vol is much more TST. So there's multiple different types of religions. There's actual religious diversity within the lore of Eberron, which makes it kind of interesting. Like, what kind of a cleric do you want to play? Like, are you a blood of Vol cleric who believes that the magical powers and abilities that a cleric gets come from within, or are you a cleric of the divine host who believes that the gods are very much external forces that play a part in the creation of the world and the fates of the different intelligent races and whatnot? Or do you think that all things are connected, like the silver flame and pantheism? It's
I like that one.
The silver flame?
Yeah, so is that what I see? Silver flame?
Yeah, silver flame is a thing. Recurrence. Where it come together? I'm looking for description. Faith. So your character might, you're not a cleric, but you can still have a faith. Silver flame, that actually sort of makes sense for a druid, and the parts of lore that don't, we can retcon because it's our game.
Cool.
So if you wanted to go with the silver flame, you can.
Sounds good. I'll do that. I kind of like the idea of like knowing that like all things are connected, but not worrying about like divine intervention as being a thing.
Sure.
I'm trying to find an avatar picture that looks remotely like a female half-orc.
Yeah, they don't do a whole lot of artwork for that, do they?
No, they really don't.
Yeah, they should, though. Actually, the Eberron book actually has, like, the half-orcs are just green humans with tusks, and they're not really ugly. But yeah, it really depends on, theater of the mind and personal preference, in my opinion. Taya, is there anything I can give you a hand with? Because I know I've been kind of ignoring you a little bit, but you're muted.
Right, sorry. But we already kind of did all this stuff, so I'm just like...
Yeah, your character...
And I went in and I changed the thing to put my names in it.
Oh, well, yeah, there you go. And like,
but that's it.
You would need to adjust your stats to account for your dragon mark, but we have to pick one for you when we get to there. So, and we can do that manually. I think the D&D Beyond was being a poop and not letting Iska see the drop down for House the Rash.
Okay, I'm in equipment now. Should I do that?
Yeah, go ahead and get the equipment. And I do that very standard. You have your starting goal and your starting equipment. You pick a kit, basically.
Just a starting. Okay, there we go.
You can. Yeah, character creation does take a while. I mean, that's why I slated 2 hours for this, because this is going to take up the bulk of the time here.
Mm-hmm.
Are you okay on your own for a second, Iska? I got to step out.
Yep.
Yep. All right. If y'all need a 5-minute break, just go ahead. So.
I feel like this is really boring YouTube watching.
I'm sure people who are watching this are probably going to do like some sort of thing along with it.
Yeah, like I sat with Chris and did most of it because I was like, I mean, I've got no clue what I'm doing, so it took forever.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, this means this and that means that. And I'm like, oh.
There we go. I have joined the group.
All that just to be able to join the group. You're like, I already know this. Just gonna plug it all in.
Well, I didn't like start the character because I thought we were doing character creation today. So I was like, I won't bother creating a character first. And I was like, what's going on?
But no, but that's just it. We are doing that today. It's just I did it earlier because I'm like, because Chris was like, you have no idea what you're doing. So we had to like explain everything, and like it took a while.
I'm glad you're able to do that
just kind of
first.
sit and like whip through it, right? You're like, yeah, I know what I'm playing.
Yeah, no, I'm glad that you guys did that first because I'm sure that's made things a hell of a lot easier for you.
Yeah. Well, just all the diddle dawdling over, well, do I want to be this or do I want to be that? I don't know. What's the best of this and what's the best of that? And what's the pros and what's the cons? No, bless his heart for being so freaking patient because like, I don't know.
That's fair.
So yeah, probably best we didn't do mine online. We would have been here.
Thinking so. Okay, I am going to quickly run off to the washroom and come back before he comes back.
Cool.
Take advantage of our little break.
I'm just shuffling cards. I got a new tarot deck. Oh, now's a good time to just sit and shuffle while everybody's running around and making characters and doing all their fun stuff. Whee! Compelling watching here, my friends. Compelling watching. I know. Fascinating. Yeah, just me, all by myself, shuffling my cards, talking to the people who are probably not even watching.
Okay, sorry.
Oh, hi, Chris.
Was that what I do?
Huh? I said, oh, hi.
Mm-hmm.
Iska left me here. She had to go run and take a quick break.
Oh, no problem.
So I'm entertaining the masses with my shuffling.
Okay.
My shuffling of my new tarot deck.
Yay! Of course.
Women should never pass up an opportunity to pee. That's all I'm going to say.
Fair enough.
Particularly if you've had children. Never pass up an opportunity to pee.
As soon as you left, I went, oh, I should probably go too. But then I'm like, well, I don't want to just leave this like dead air space. So I'll just...
People can fast forward through it in the replay. Plus, it gives everybody else that is watching a chance to run to grab a snack or what have you. I always thought pulling tarot would be interesting in D&D. Yeah, Seti, keep watching.
This is my new deck, The Age of Witchery by Roger J. Horn. Super pumped. Like a tradcraft deck.
Oh.
It's all done in like looks like old woodcut.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Super cool.
Like medieval witchery
I
kind of
like
thing. What's it called? The Age of Witchery?
Age of Witchery tarot deck by Roger J. Horn.
Okay.
Is mass market or indie?
I like that.
It no, it's indie. He did it himself on a like print on demand, I think it is. The cards are like a little thin. They're a little thin, but like it's a really cool deck. So I'm jamming with it. I just thought, I gotta shuffle it up really good.
By who?
Roger J. Horn.
Who? It's expensive though.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Right. Of course, the one tarot deck that catches my interest. Iska knows me well enough. She knows I'm not terribly into tarot, but that one I like.
I'm not, but this is like, yeah, this one kind of like spoke to me because I'm like, okay, Roger J. Horn, he writes like he's like a trad crafter, which is what I do, and then it's all this like old woodcut stuff, which I'm always fascinated by. It's based on a Marseille deck. It's very similar to like a Marseille deck.
Yeah, and I'm not a big Marseille person. I don't love pips to not be illustrated. I like illustrative pips.
So yeah, they're fairly plain, but they're all like hand drawn. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's very cool, but for one that I might not get a ton of use out of, I'm not spending $70 Canadian plus shipping on it. That just
Yeah, I think all told, I think it cost me $85.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot.
That's a tarot deck there. Holy crap.
Yeah. I mean, when it's something that really speaks to you and it like when it really speaks to you and it's something that you really want, it's totally worth it, right? There are decks that I've spent a lot of money on and it's been worth every penny to me, but that one doesn't check enough boxes for me.
You're like,
be like, yeah, that's worth
it. Not $85. Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, especially if you don't like pip cards.
Yeah. I've been very, very picky about my tarot decks for a few years now, and there's some that are just like, if it's not if it doesn't check enough boxes, I don't purchase it, because I had too many decks that I just regretted the purchase, or I just felt I wasn't using after a while, and I just can't justify it anymore.
Yeah, I'm picky about what I'll buy.
Seti, if you're not familiar, there's an item that causes you to that requires you to have a tarot deck, and it's usually not a fun time. there's a very well-known magic item. It's a bit of a problem, but it can be fun. No, that's not foreshadowing.
Anyways, all right, we've got less than an hour until I have to go for Thanksgiving dinner.
Ah, yes, that's right.
What else do we need to cover here?
Thanksgiving. So are we done with character creation, or do we have a little bit more to go?
I made it, and you'll now see that I have joined your campaign.
Good. That means you should be able to see the Eberron content.
So content sharing, like I'm at the campaign homepage, and I see the two characters, the active characters.
You and Taya. So you should be able to like find the campaign info and the book, and the Eberron campaign book, and when even when we're not here, you should be able to look up whatever you want to look up whenever you want to. So the character's done. Theme is done. We covered theme. We've decided we're going to be in Eberron. So what else is on my agenda?
When are we going to play?
Yes, that is the next question. Actually,
that's kind of an important one.
Yes, it's a very important one because we need to know that before Tia has to go. So when do our schedules work? Let me grab my phone because I need to turn this back on now because I need to check my calendar. So I am weekends, like Saturdays are usually pretty good for me. The 28th is not good. We're having a memorial service for my great aunt. My grandmom's twin sister passed on.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, I mean, we knew it was coming. It wasn't a surprise. They're both 92. So, my grandmom's in excellent health. My aunt, not so much. So, she's
Mondays do not work for me, as I have my evening job most Mondays. Saturdays often work quite well for me.
Me too. I'm not really good with weeknights, so like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday I can't. But Mondays and Fridays I can.
Fridays usually work well for me too. Saturdays usually work well for me.
Yeah. Saturdays are good for me.
Saturdays are best for me too because I don't have school.
Yep.
And I'm not going to allow a job to make me work on a Saturday evening. Like evenings, mornings, I mean, it's relative to where we are in the world. I mean, you both are behind me by 2 and 3 hours. Oh,
yeah, so that doesn't give us a lot of time on a weeknight evening either, because
Yeah.
we'd have to wait till kind of like after 5 o'clock.
Right. 5 o'clock.
Time, but then that's turning into like 8 o'clock your time. So then you want to play for a few hours and then you're end up staying up really late. Or
Well, I'm off on Sundays. Well, I don't have school on Sundays.
Yeah, I work on Sundays.
Yeah. I kind of can't do that Sundays because Mondays I would be working when I get a job and have class. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
Saturdays are best, but are we available during the day? Like, could we start before?
Usually,
yep. Yeah, we can start say 10 o'clock East Coast time AM. Does that work?
Should work most mornings. Yeah.
Yeah, because I think it's 11 o'clock your time, Taya.
Yeah.
And then 10 o'clock. I think that's 2 p.m. my time.
You're 3 hours ahead.
I'm 3 hours. It's 1 p.m. my time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
And then we could have like a break in the middle that we're maybe grabbing like food, going to the bathroom, and we can kind of have like some general tomfoolery kind of going on during that point as well. Like while we're eating and stuff like that, we can kind of have we could have like a scheduled break where we can quickly go. That way I can heat up some lunch, bring it down. I don't mind eating on camera and stuff. And we can be goofing around during the break part.
And actually interacting with the chat instead of ignoring them and playing the game.
Exactly. And people who are in the chat, let us know. Do you like the idea of lunchtime, break time is funny, interaction and stuff. Also, I think we should totally have the chat going while we're doing this, and they can throw out funny ideas that you can take advantage of, Chris, or that we as the players could take advantage of.
Yeah.
I missed that because I was reading Seti's comment. What was that, Iska?
I think we should totally allow while we're playing, the chat should be allowed to throw out ideas that you can use and also that we as the players can use. So that way that sort of keeps their involvement going on as well. So they're not just statically watching us play.
Yes. And actually, I think that there's a couple of spells in the divination school of magic in particular that you guys could use, that you could use that as an excuse to refer to chat, to ask chat for help.
I also have this.
Spellbook cards. Okay.
So I have all the spells in card form that I can refer to, and they're divided by level. I don't know if you've seen these, Chris.
I have. I'm aware of them. I haven't seen them.
Okay.
Because I like to play. Eberron introduced a full class.
So the backs of the cards show the level.
Party.
So
Like anything in card form, I'm like, sign me up.
I was just thinking that, like, holy shit, the amount of cards that you have, like,
That's super cool.
So then these are like the level 0 ones. So then that way it's really easy and so you're not flipping around because the way that the spells are sorted in the book is by like spell and then telling you who can use it, which is really confusing if you're trying to like come up with something in game. So the spell cards are available. Spellbook cards are available by class, which is obviously by druid is your class. So you can actually buy the cards so that you can just keep track of the ones that are available to use your class. And then it tells you your casting time, your range, components, the duration, and then it sort of like just tells you what the spell is. So it's basically the information from the book in card form. That way it's just easier to
That's
flip
cool.
through.
And you can just pull the ones that are applicable to you as you're going.
Exactly,
right?
because you know, you're
Sort of.
only able to use certain spells at certain levels. So like all the level 0 cards is this right here, and they have 0 on the back. And then if Chris is like, oh, you can use any first level druid spell, I can just pull all the ones with the 1 on the back, and then I can like go through it and I can be like, oh, let me do the long strider spell. I'm trying to follow someone who's moving really quickly, or we get to a deserted town and like we're not sure if the water is safe to drink. I can cast purify food and drink spell or things like that. So yeah, these cards have served me well in a previous game. And one of the reasons why I wanted to play a druid again was so that I could get more use out of this purchase.
you spent money on it, might as well use it. Also, like,
Exactly.
boy, does D&D know how to market to a tarot reader.
Yeah, why is there not a D&D tarot yet? Like,
Right.
I feel like this is
There
a
is.
There is?
There is. I bought it from my daughter. There is a D&D.
The Tolkien cookbook, like the Middle Earth cookbook?
No, I did not.
It looks, and it's sorted by class as well. What would the elves eat? What would the hobbits eat? What would
What would the dwarves eat?
yeah, it's like not fair. How many things are coming for my money?
Yeah, seriously. Like, I had the D&D cookbook. It's called the Heroes Feast Cookbook, and it's like they're fucking good recipes. They're really good.
I'm gonna have to look into this now.
We may have to do a thing where we all pick a recipe to cook for the game.
I think it should be a live streaming from our kitchen.
Yeah.
We each could do like our own individual live stream so that we're just interacting with our own viewers, and then have it lead into the next live stream would be gaming night, and we all bring our food. I'm making lemnis bread. I'll tell you that right now. I call dibs on lemnis bread.
Yeah, the DM's not playing character. Also, I don't have my access to a private kitchen, so like I probably won't be able to do that. But y'all guys, if you want to do that to like promo the game, by all means, go ahead.
To just geek out.
You could be in our live streams like as a only if you dress up as your character.
That would be amazing.
I'm not going to make a very good half work. I'm just saying I don't think I have the costuming for that, and I'm not willing to spend the money on it either.
Just paint yourself green. It's fine.
Where am I going to get green face paint?
Just go to Home Depot. It's fine. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Green face paint at Home Depot. Yeah.
You could probably have it at Canadian Tire.
Please don't do that. Oh.
Yeah, I have stupid sensitive skin. I don't know if I want to put that stuff on my face. Dressing up is fun, but dressing up can also be expensive.
Yes, it can. That's the problem. We are limited by budget.
We are, yeah.
This is definitely a low budget shit show in D&D. That's for sure.
I mean, like, I have stuff that's like vaguely fantasy-esque I could probably put on, and call that in character.
The best I can do is my period plausible blacksmith outfit. Like that's
There you go.
But yeah, I mean,
Throw a cloak over it and you look period.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I just realized too, for Saturdays, I have one Saturday a month where I lead a foraging walk. So how long are we going to play for?
That was the other question I was leading up to before I got distracted by fuckery was, which happens. How long can we play? How long do we want to play? How long do we think is reasonable? Like, do we want to play for 2 hours, take a break, and then play for another 2 hours and have that be one whole stream? Or are we going to be like, okay, if we can only do it once a month, are we going to get together on a Saturday for 6 hours and just binge play for the month, and then maybe a month, maybe 2 months later, meet up again? Because it'll be on video, we can recap easy if it's going to be a lot of play. But then we have to watch 6 hours of ourselves acting like nerds to get caught up.
I'm kind of game to either option. Like, even if it was like every 2 to 3 weeks instead of like not quite having to go every month or something like that. And, you know, like if the every 2 to 3 weeks lands on that date when you had the foraging walk, Taya, then we just like maybe go to the next week instead or something like that, or we cut it short that day. I'm kind of open to possibilities. My Saturdays are off. Sometimes there's other things that pop up on Saturdays, but then I can like let you guys know in our group, and then we can sort of change the session as need be.
Yeah. And my foraging walk, it's only like October, November, I think I don't know if I have one scheduled for December, and then after that they're not. This will
probably not till the spring again, right?
Yeah, then I'm not. Then I'll be able to schedule it around this kind of stuff. So
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, and Saturdays for me are off. I just need to make sure that whatever job I get, they're not trying to put me on Saturdays. So I got the excuse of, no, I'm a student. I have to study. Meanwhile, here I am.
Hey, I'm sure studying will happen on some Saturdays too.
Yeah, I mean, after
both can be true.
After the stream, like I'm gonna be studying. So
totally, both can be true.
Yes.
Just because you're going to school doesn't mean that you put your entire life on hold.
That's true. Yep. So.
Okay, so we'll do Saturdays, and then we start at 10, 11, 1. And then, yeah, what do you guys want to do? Like every second or third week? I like that. I don't want to do it once a month. That doesn't seem like enough.
Yeah, that seems like too long in between. I will forget.
Yeah, you kind of lose steam, right? Like you're kind of you do it, and then you're excited, and then it doesn't come around, and then you kind of start going.
The lowest frequency that would be reasonable would be like once a month, unless we have like a thing coming up, then we have to postpone for a week or two, right? Like, does that work? Does like at least once monthly? Because like I'm game to play next weekend, but I don't know about you guys. I think so. That's not the 28th, is it?
Nope.
No. Next weekend is.
Next weekend should be fine for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I can do next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, 10, 11.
And then if we're doing every 2 weeks, then that would do the 21st. So then that would be avoiding the 28th for you, right, Taya?
Yeah, and the 20. I can. Yeah, the 28th is the day I can't do, so I could do the 21st.
Cool. And obviously, like if something comes up, we have our Facebook group that we can talk about things and reschedule stuff and things like that.
That's exactly why I made the Facebook group, so that we can coordinate.
Yeah.
So that's like the next 2 weekends in a row?
No, the next week is the 14th. Oh, yeah, no, you're right. That would be 2 weekends in a row, but we could skip the 28th even and go down to the 4th, or we could do 2 weeks in a row to skip the 28th. And then maybe come back on the 4th or something.
Yeah, if we wanted to do that, that works for me as far as I know. Again, work scheduling may throw a monkey wrench into things, but
yeah,
I might have my son's birthday party on the 4th.
Yeah, so I mean, like we can
but I don't know what we're doing yet. So it might not be on the 4th, but it might be on the 4th.
Well, how about for right now, we'll figure on the 14th and the 21st unless something goes wrong. Like the 21st can be like tentative, but the 14th I can do next weekend. That's fine.
Because it would be nice to just get into it.
Yeah, it would.
And
then, like, if the schedule has to change, Like, life is always going to come up. There's going to be birthdays. There's going to be Christmas at some point, American Thanksgiving. Like, all those things are going to pop up, and we'll just have to keep working out the schedule. So we'll try for a regular basis thing, but, if it doesn't, then it doesn't.
Yeah, so we'll tentatively the 14th and 21st, and then we'll see, like, as we get closer to the 21st, we'll see if that's still going to work or not. Yeah. So the 14th. Okay. Do we want to just go for like 4 to 6 hours?
I think we can try for that. Yeah.
Because that's a very long stream. I don't think a lot of people are going to be watching the rerun all in one shot. They'll probably break it up into chunks if they even watch the whole thing.
Yeah.
But like I expect that. Like, my channel's always been and always will be small potatoes. I don't really care. The algorithm can fuck itself. I don't care.
Yeah, mine's never going to be a big thing either, and I'm okay with that.
I think the biggest YouTuber here is Taya. So
I'm totally going to have like 1 million views on this, let me tell you.
I'm not.
Okay, now I'm like really curious. I don't even know what my subs are. That's how much I pay attention.
Same. Like, I recognize people in the chat. I recognize Seti. I recognize Draven. Obviously, I recognize Jasmine. I don't know if she's even still here, but like, I tried to see if Jasmine would be able to play. I don't think she can because we have a 4th spot. Do you guys want to keep it 3 players, or would you like to round out?
I'm game for more. If there's more people that drop in later, I'm totally open for it. Yeah. I want it to be fun.
More players means the more schedules they have to line up, but usually between 3 and 5 players in a game is about as much as manageable, because more than that, the combat really just drags out. Like, combat rounds get really long after more than 5 people, and it takes forever. And we'll need 8 hours just to get through the damn combat.
Right.
I know, Tay, you don't know what we're talking about yet, but you will.
I'll get there.
Okay, so the 14th. There was something else I wanted to ask, and it just completely gone.
Poof.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at some point we should figure out which, we know which Dragon Mark Iska has, because that's the only one available to half orcs, but Taya's got 5 to pick from. So that can be done between games if need be. You now have access to the Everon book. You can look that up and decide, I like this one. I have 2 recommendations. House Thrash or House Orion would be kind of complementary. House Orion is all about movement and passage, which bumps your base land speed up by 5 foot per round. So instead of a 30-foot land speed, you have a 35-foot land speed. And it gives you that one spell is a teleport spell. So 30 foot of teleport as long as you have line of sight.
That could be useful in combat.
Yeah. Or hell, even just being the parkour Daredevil rogue. Being able to teleport out of a bad situation if you botch a roll is a good thing.
If I'm hiding in a cupboard somewhere and somebody's about to open the door, I could just teleport away.
Or if you can't open the lock, just
teleport. But it's line of sight. If you're in a cupboard, you won't be able to see it.
That's true. Yeah, it's line of
Unless
sight.
you can look through the crack and you can see the door to the room.
I'll just look through the little keyhole.
Yeah.
That office you were trying to break into had a window.
It did. So I could just teleport it in. That would have been so much easier.
But you can only use it once per day, so if the door didn't get unlocked from the inside, you'd have been stuck in there until the next morning.
Unless it's unlockable from inside.
That's true.
Or there could be like, objects you could use. If you have your Thief's toolkit on you when you teleport, then you could use like the pick a lock to let yourself out.
Rogues are always fun. They always get into some kind of shenanigans, whether they mean to or not. And
I've always played with rogues and never a rogue. And I remember one particularly like campaign where our rogue was awful, like just awful. And we're trying to like get a piece of lumber to make a sign for something. This piece of lumber would cost us like a copper. And this stupid rogue was like, no, I want to save the money. So tries breaking into this lumber yard, but flubs the rolls for climbing the fence to get into it and like gets us all caught. And we end up having to pay like a 20 gold fine. Like, thanks to the 20 gold piece of freaking lumber, you idiot.
That's epic. Yeah, that happened when I was doing my little trial thing, and Chris was like, maybe you want to climb the wall. I'm like, okay. And then like none of the rolls would let me climb the wall. I'm like, okay, I guess I'm just gonna find a door then.
That's just how the dice roll sometimes.
Yeah, they just were like, nope, you're not going up the wall.
That's the good and the bad part about playing D&D. Sometimes your dice don't cooperate. When mine don't cooperate, I threaten them with a trip to the microwave.
I love that.
I mean, if you've ever watched games online, some people have a dice jail. When the dice doesn't behave, it goes into jail.
Yes. It goes back in the bag, and I ignore it and I say, fine, I won't use you for a long time.
Yeah.
Switch to another D20, you jerk.
Like anymore, like I'd threaten my dice with the hydraulic press at the forge. So
there you go. I don't have a hydraulic press. I do have like a bench press, like the rotating one.
Mm-hmm.
That could be like a thing where like if the dice really don't cooperate for like a regular number of times, like that can be part of the live stream. We're starting off with putting this thing in the bench press. Is it cheating to bless the dice? No.
No.
It is not cheating. I say cast all the magic, witchery, tomfoolery you can on your dice before next Saturday.
Yeah, that's the thing that when you're playing D&D with witches, you can expect that. So.
Oh, that could be like a YouTube short.
Oh God.
Preparing for next Saturday. What am I blessing my dice with?
I was just gonna say that'll be my next YouTube video because I haven't posted in quite a while. It'll be like special D&D dice blessing ritual.
I mean, this is going on your channel now anyway. So
it is.
Like people are gonna be looking through your channel, going, "What the fuck is this?"
She doesn't post anything for like weeks at a time, and then it's some D&D thing. What?
Invite Loki into the game.
No.
No.
Well, it'd probably be fun to watch. I don't know if it would be fun to play, but that would be fun to watch.
Puppy, Taya.
Is she popping up?
Puppy.
Hi.
Ask Taya her name. He's got.
What is your puppy's name? Yeah.
Luna.
I have a Luna, but my Luna's a kitty. She's right here.
Oh, pretty. My cats are like that too, with all the white. So pretty.
Mm-hmm. She's a calico.
Mm-hmm.
So nice.
Yeah.
They had a calico in their litter, but we gave her away because she was very vocal.
But come say hi. Up. This is my puppy.
Oh, your puppy looks like my puppy.
My puppy is Noir.
Noir. That's pretty.
Noir. Yeah. I know. Are you the prettiest Noir that ever there was? Yeah.
What kind of dog?
Black lab mixed with stuff. She's a rescue.
She's the black lab mixed with healer.
Oh.
She's tiny and has like a healer body, but she's all black and has a mini lab face.
Noir's about 60 pounds, so she's not tiny.
Well, she's like 50.
Okay. Yeah. We Nora's about 6.5, we figure, years old. And yeah, she's just the biggest suck that ever there sucked. She's the biggest mush bucket. She thinks she's a lapdog.
Yeah, that's mine. If I push back, she'll climb up in my lap, and she sits like way up here.
Yeah. She thinks she's a lapdog. She's not a lapdog. Oh, and everybody can see Luna. We can see you, pretty girl. Yeah. She found the patch of sun on the bed.
Aww.
Hello, Noir. Yeah. I think that's so funny that we both have Lunas.
Yeah, it was funny when I named her Luna. I was like I named her before I got her. I was like, I want a black dog and I'm gonna name her Luna. And then I got her, and then we're at the dog park, and like everybody's dog is named Luna.
It has been very popular. Yeah.
Oh, and then yeah, it's like the #1 dog name in like 2020. I was like, oh.
That's
It was
funny.
being so unique, and it was like the #1 name.
See, I want an orange cat so I can name it Snarf.
Snark.
Snarf.
If you go into a tavern, you have to drink real alcohol. That could be a fun game.
Oh, darn.
No.
Oh, darn.
Hmm.
Real alcohol.
Alcohol and YouTube do not mix. I found this out the hard way.
Yeah. Yeah. it can get
That just brings up memories of that D&D animation from like forever ago. If there's any girls there, I want to do.
Oh my god!
Do you remember that one?
About.
Where's the
I do.
Cheetos?
Yeah.
Where's the Mountain Dew?
That was the very final like Easter egg cutscene in the Summoner video game. I think way back when.
Oh, that was so funny. I'm gonna have to find that link for you, Taya, and put it in our Facebook group because it's freaking hilarious.
Totally. Send it.
It's like a D&D rite of passage that you have to watch this. Because it'll be the inside joke that Chris and I will be quoting on a regular basis. It's just how it works.
That's rad. Okay, friends, I have to drive out to Towfield. So is there anything else that we have to go over before I go?
What is your character's name?
Valeria.
Valeria?
V with a V. Valeria.
Okay. Do you have a street name or no?
No, that is my
That is
my like current username.
okay. And we can figure out your other name later.
I have my other name. It's Nicola. But I don't know the last name because that depends on what family I'm part of, right?
Yes, that's true. And that is in the book, like whichever house you pick, it shows you like if you wanted your character to technically have a proper title, you would be a what is it, Nick or Valeria?
D apostrophe.
D whatever. Yeah, because D stands for Dragon Mark because it's so creative.
So I didn't even get that. I just Googled it earlier. I was like, Eberron names. And it came up where
There's also there's like a fantasy name generator or whatever you wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
no, I picked my first names, but I was like, I think the last name should be specific to.
Right. It doesn't have to be. You can just use the alias and never even touch the name because you don't want to associate yourself with it. Because
I don't.
House Thrash is the only like dragon marked like noble house that's like chill and backwoodsy. That's House Thrash. Everybody else is like a stuffed shirt noble.
Yeah. Yeah, and I'm running away from the stuffed shirt nobles.
Yes. So, yeah, if you have to go, Taya, I think we have everything. I mean, I think your character's all made up. Did you adjust when you have a chance, adjust your stats if you haven't already to account for when you figure out which house you want? You have 5 to look through and pick from.
I'll let you know, and we'll figure it out.
Yeah, all right.
I don't know how to adjust stats.
Yeah, like I would. No, that's okay. And we can get online together and do that, privately too. That way, you're good to go, and we don't have to like do a whole thing about it. We can just get it done.
Yeah.
And then, Chris Ashburn, when you get a chance, let me know what contact you want me to use to send you the link for the D&D Beyond campaign, so that you can view the Eberron book 2 if you want a dragon mark, if you don't want a dragon mark. And it gives you all the information about what's different about the races in terms of culturally. Like if you're not dragon marked, it's just a half orc. If you're dragon marked, your stat adjustments change, and that's a running theme for house dragon marks. Aberrant dragon marks are different. So, of course, if you want to look at that, it's basically a feat as opposed to a subclass or subrace. Sorry. Feats are just fancy things that you can do. So if that's something everybody wants to start with as a house dragon mark, we can do that, or we can have an outlier character, which is totally fine and totally fun. And Chris, let me know if you have any lines and veils like we discussed at the beginning of this video. And guys, thanks for joining me. I'm looking forward to next weekend.
Yeah, me too.
So,
I'm excited to play.
Like we actually play. Yeah, I mean, this is a necessary thing.
Oh, it is.
Things set up and coordinated. And
But
hopefully,
like kind of boring. Let's play.
I know. But, also, it's nice because Chris Ashburn only missed character creation.
Yeah.
So now she has all the information she needs to make a character. And hopefully she can make it next weekend. If she can't, that's okay. We'll still save the spot, and then I'll have to figure out a way to write her character's intro into the whole thing. So
we'll work it out.
Yeah.
All right.
All
Thanks,
doable
guys.
stuff.
All right. Well, guys, I'll see you. And Taya, thank you for coming. Iska, thank you for coming. Again, these guys are on YouTube. The Stitching Witch and just Taya Kennedy. Check them out. And they're pretty awesome.
Thanks, man.
Aw, well, right back at ya.
Oh, thank you.
All right. I'm out. See you guys next weekend.
Have a good Thanksgiving dinner. We're having ours the next 2 nights. So
You too. All right. See you guys.
I'm going to end the stream now.
bye, guys.